Hello, this is Robyn. Welcome to my channel, Heart Guided Intuition. And here is your general reading for Tuesday, June 9th, 2020. Okay, so if you're returning to my channel, thank you so much for watching. And if you're brand new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you found it. So I use a combination of tarot cards, oracle cards, and a spirit deck that I designed. And I like to turn the cards over after I've started the video so that any messages coming through, I can just relay them right to you. Okay, so I'm going to turn them over now. Give me just a few moments and I'm going to kind of feel into what the message is from Spirit. Okay. Oh, okay. I'll show you in a second. Oh, wow. Ooh. Wow. This feels a lot like the reading from the other day. I forget whether it was Friday's reading, the full moon, or the weekend reading. But something about childhood. Now, I mean, this can mean children. This can mean children. This is the Six of Cups, and if you look at it, these children they're very happy, and the cups are related to water energy, or the water element, which is matters of the heart, things we love, relationships, things we love to do, things that mean a lot to us. Okay, emotions, things that have to do with the emotions. And there are children playing. There's a little kitty here. I love kitties. So and yes, I know that my camera reads things in reverse, but these are beautiful cards. This is the Gilded Tarot. And this is a card of, it can mean children, but I feel like I'm looking at the rest of this reading and I'm feeling like the energy of the full moon and the astrology that is, surrounding that, which, if you're really interested in that, I'm not an astrologer, but there are some amazing astrologers here on YouTube, if you're curious. But I feel like recent days have brought up a lot. I mean, I guess for a lot of us, especially if we're spiritually inclined and if we do a lot of soul searching, things can come up for us from our childhoods and from growing up. We can work on our deeper issues. And there are certain times that, especially if you believe in and you look at astrology, that we're more apt to have things come up. Or things in our lives like relationships. Relationships tend to be big mirrors for us and show us a lot about ourselves and how we work in relation to others. And it can bring up old wounds. It can bring up things that are very deep in us, things, maybe childhood issues. And this card, the Spirit card that is coming up, is someone within a portal. Unknown character, potential and yet not knowing, having the potential to be or do something, to move through something, but being in this portal, which is in the doorway, before stepping through, arriving at a doorway, so it's an opening to the next step, but it's hesitating. There's a pause between where you are and where you're going to be. And it's maybe taking that time to reflect of like, where am I and how do I move forward? And not knowing when you do step through that portal to, it's like a metaphorical portal, to stepping through to the next step of what you're working on. things from childhood, things that are coming up, and they can mean even beautiful things, beautiful, lovely things. They can mean painful things, or maybe someone coming back from the past, or maybe something in your family that has emerged, a truth, or something that's reminding you of family, something that's coming back, something you could maybe visit your old hometown, whatever, hear from an old classmate, whatever this means for you, however it resonates for you, something you're in the process of like, oh, all right, time to reflect on this, time to let this come up and feel it and be with it, figure out its root cause. That's what I'm hearing, root cause. Knowing a lot of times what we experience, how we are, how we react to certain situations, is a lot of it's deeply rooted in stuff that has nothing to do with now, or nothing to do with our present circumstances, or things that are coming up for us now. A lot of how we react and or what we choose has to do with things that are deeply rooted in our past. And it can mean, deep childhood issues. It could also mean, for those of you who believe, which I do believe, past lives and things like that. But for this, I feel like it's a lot of childhood stuff has recently come up. It may have also had to do with that full moon, like I mentioned. Turn to some of the really good astrologers on here to talk about, what that full moon meant, because I know they all have different different energies associated with them, different intensities, different things they're bringing forth for us or out of us. The color card for today, Tuesday, magenta, and it says connect to your deepest inner knowing. But the way I see this card, and I really love these color cards, and I love the images almost more than I love the words, it's because look at this flower. We're not just looking at a garden of flowers from a distance. We're going straight up. It's that macro lens view, okay? Boom, straight up. We're looking at the center. And there's even more. As this flower unfolds, there are layers, there are petals, there are layers of petals, and way down deep there is a center, there's a core where it's connected to the stem. And the stem is the root. The root, I don't know why this is all coming to me, it's interesting. The root, I get these visuals. The root cause of this, the childhood, is the root cause. Looking back into our roots before we move forward, take a pause and say, what is at that root? This flower opening, and you go deep down into the center, the essence, and really self-examining, and no blame, no judgment. That's what's really important about this. This pink color is like, it's unconditional love, and having that compassion for yourself, that when you are able and willing to look at the really deep stuff that within you that may have come from childhood, from your past, that may be emerging now, when you are willing and able to really look at it, do so, please, please, with utmost compassion for yourself, compassion for whoever else might have been involved, and that can be tougher. Most of all, be compassionate with yourself and be non-judgmental about it, because the most important thing, and this is a thing I learned in my shamanic training, was that information is information. It's not good or bad. It's what we do with it. That's the most important thing. So when these childhood issues come up, that cause you to pause and reflect and look very deeply, look with compassion and kindness for yourself, and say, oh, like if you have that aha realization that something in your present is playing out a certain way because of your past, it's really, really important for you to be self-compassionate. Bring the greatest compassion that you can hold in your heart for yourself, and don't judge it, and look at whatever comes up as information for you to then move forward, okay? And here's the card. The next couple of cards are the Moon card, okay? The Moon is all about, the Moon, of course, is related to the element of water and how it affects us. And also, what I always say every time this card comes up is, if you're walking out on a moonlit night, you'll get enough light to see the path forward, but there are going to be shadows. It's not like the sun. And because it's related to the water element and there are shadows, it brings up fears, but it can also bring up what's very important for us to see. It's important to pay attention. With this moon, it's about mystery. Mysteries are coming to the surface. This came up with the spirit card of, it's on the hill. And I know that my camera reads these backwards, but on the hill, it's a person who's walked a long way to get to the top of a mountain or top of a hill and is now surveying. It's actually a lot like this card of being in the portal and not knowing how to move forward. Only with this card, it's that there's been a lot of work, maybe self-work, reflection, climbing to the top of this hill and looking whether this is a sun or a moon. And it's interesting, it came out with the Moon card because I looked at these two and I'm like, whoa, this person has walked toward that moon, toward their fears. They're facing them head on and done the work to get there. And now they're able to take a much clearer view and time out and to survey where they've been and where they're going, and to clearly, with clarity, survey where do they want to go next. Okay? Then this card came up the other day in the reading, and I really, really, really shuffled these cards, okay? The Ganesh card of belonging. When you do that deep work on yourself, things come up. You deal with it with self-compassion, and with compassion, deal with it as information. And I say that meaning, don't go into denial, but don't go into like a place where of blame and emotionality, is that a word, where we're judging, oh God, I can't believe this happened. Now let yourself feel what you're going to feel, but when you're ready to look at it in a very, I want to say, a sobering way, in a very clear way, without distraction, with you on your own, wherever your sanctuary is. Out in nature, a room in your home, having a bubble bath, whatever it is. Belonging. You will be able to do it. That's what Tuesday is coming up with. Victory. Okay, this is the card of victory. It's the Six of Wands, and if you look, there's a man on a horse, and his neighbors and all his community is welcoming him home. This is a card that the traditional meaning is kind of like someone going out to war, going out to battle, and returning home. It's like, I'm home. I made it. I made it through. I was victorious. I did it. And this could mean kind of like a symbolic battle as well, because things we've been through in our past that come up and kind of try to trip us up in our decision making and our current life experience. It can color, our wounds can color the way we see, the way we react, the decisions we make, the way we are with other people. That's why the biggest work we can do in our lives is inner work on ourselves, because the more clear we are about who we are and what we've been through, and we heal those wounds, the healthier we are, and the healthier we are, our relationships and all the interactions with people around us and in different situations, and our choices in life will be healthier, more in alignment with our truth. Because as we peel away the layers of our woundedness, we get to our truth of who we are. So that's Tuesday's a beautiful day. This is the card of victory. You've done it. You've done all that work. You're home to yourself. And this is beautiful because this is like new energy coming in. This is a card, this often comes up if someone's asking about the birth of a child or a creative project. This is like brand new energy coming in before something's actually manifested into physical world reality. Brand new, fresh energy, clearing the slate. You've come home and life is going to be different. You've come home to yourself, to a new sense of belonging that maybe you've never had before, because you've done big work. And boy, that fresh new energy and victory. Okay. So wow. That's a powerful day. Tuesday's a powerful day. So please feel free to leave a comment below if that resonated. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, please feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching. And if you do want, these are general readings, so if you do want a private reading, please feel free to visit my website. I'll put the link down below if you're interested in that. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I wish you well. Be safe, be well, and peace, love, and blessings to all of you. Thank you.